Hi. It's been very cold here these past couple weeks. We typically, whatever that means, have mild winters here in western North Carolina. It often dips below freezing temperature at night, but then back up during the day. So it's unusual that we have many days in a row of cold weather. But the last couple weeks, it's been freezing 24 hours a day. When it first dipped down, it was actually raining, or snowing, or really what they call a wintry mix. The rain was turning into snow as it fell. The snow was turning back into water as it hit the ground. The droplets of slushy water were all over everything as the temperature dipped below freezing around sunset. As the dark came in, I stepped out onto my porch to bring something in from the car, and I heard the sound of rainfall, snowfall, melting, and freezing all happening at once. Now, a lot of my personal audio gear is in storage right now, since the area I normally keep it in was flooded during Hurricane Helene a couple months back. But luckily I keep a handy portable field recorder close at hand at all times. It's not the most ideal because often the sound of me handling it makes its way into the audio path. And it was so wet and rainy outside that I didn't have anywhere to set it down. But if we listen, we can still hear the sort of magic that I heard. The various states of water mingling and infusing each other with sound and vision. I edited the recording into a few different splices where we can hear a progression of sounds of other things in the environment. An airplane flies by. Wind chimes ping. I attempt to mute the wind chimes with varying success. One thing that interests me a lot while I listen back to this progression of sounds is that the snowfall itself, even though it has a broad, complex noise sound, a sonic footprint created by a large number of small clicks and events spread evenly in time, the character of it changes over time. Jumping from one piece of the recording to the next really starts to emphasize that in my ears. Because of the many rumblings of handling the recorder, plus distant traffic and wind and other sounds, the original recording had a lot of spiking in the bass frequencies. I used a high-pass filter to cut a lot of that out before editing it into this Morphogene reel. Let's use the ReSynthesizer to add some bass frequencies back in, but in a way that melds with and emphasizes the sounds that I was trying to capture. By the way, this Morphogene reel is available to download from Freesound at the link in the description, in case you'd like to patch along or do something else with it. or just check it out and then go make a weather reel of your own. Okay, let's get down to it. First, we'll time stretch the sound to really let the progression sink in. Got the morphogene set to output a ramp at the CV output, which, along with the end of splice gene trigger, will be useful as timing pulse. Morphogene's already patched through the QPOS's high pass peaks. Let's modulate the frequency with that ramp. And let's sequence the Q amount, clocking Renee's X clock with the end of splice gene trigger. As mentioned, I already cut a lot of the low end of the recording before rendering this reel. And additionally, we are high-pass filtering them with the QPOS. Let's bring in some lower frequencies with Spectrophone. We'll use the noise output from side B here. And we'll run it through Mimeophone to add some space. Use that same ramp from the Morphogene CV out to modulate focus. Which is also a high-pass filter frequency, but here it's applying to the modulating noise in the noise algorithm. Let's add the sub oscillator output from this side as well. A saturated sine wave that will definitely add some especially if you're listening on headphones or with a quality monitoring system. cold where you are? There's no spring in sight here. We're here in the world as always. Whatever the situation may be, we're in it. But we're in it together. Thanks for watching, and happy patching.